This is Mouth Media Network. Amplify and connect.
The artist Prince was once known as a symbol. If we were known as a symbol, it would probably be a smear of grape jelly. Or possibly banana pudding. Nope, grape jelly. Definitely grape. This is Funny People Talking.
Hi, I'm Will Boyajian with Hopeful Cases, and I would rather let my mother know my actual quality of life here in New York City than listen to funny people talking.
It's funny people talking, we're here on funny people talking. It's funny people talking. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Rakel, one of your hosts, and this is the first time we've ever started as a musical with me.
Didn't plan that, can you tell?
Yes, we were in perfect
That's how bad it was.
With me, my good friend and fellow co-host, Ms. Danielle Beckman.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks, Mark.
Hi, Danielle Beckman. How are you?
Good. I'm Mademoiselle Danielle.
You are. Also, I should mention that, unfortunately, once again, Elsie is not with us today. Elsie is tending to some other projects.
She's being like a real producer out there.
Second choice today.
Oh, ouch.
I know. But capably and lovingly sitting in for Elsie, maybe permanently, is, no, I'm kidding, is the Chief Operating Officer of Mouth Media Network and prior guest host and one of our friends, Lois Hersica. Lois, welcome back to the show. Oh, and our number one fan, by the way.
Yes, thank you, Mark. Hi, Danielle.
Hi, I love Lois.
Lois is the best.
We
Want to
like
get
having
married?
her. I know. I'm getting married. Lois, let's get married, you and I.
That's right.
We'll make them jealous.
Everybody's getting married. It's just whoever you want.
Crazy.
Also in the studio with us is a really, really cool cat. I've been looking forward to this interview very much. So I'd like to explain just very quickly, and then I'm going to introduce who he is. One day in, I believe, October, I was walking through one of the, might have been 42nd Street, I'm not positive, one of the subway stations, and I saw this busker, this gentleman playing some guitar with his guitar case open, collecting money, as buskers tend to do. And he was doing a really great job, I will say, just really talented, and I was impressed by that. But he also had a sign that said the following: if you're homeless or need help, take as much from the case as you need. I just like to play. Hashtag hopeful cases. And then he gave what I believe was an Instagram handle at Hopeful Cases Music. So I was like, so this is one of the good ones. This guy. How cool. And he's talented too. That's the thing. He's talented. He's using his real talent to do something really, really good.
And the name is so cool. Hopeful Cases.
I love it because his case.
I know.
So yeah,
It's
I
awesome.
know you knew that. I was just explaining for
I
my own
love
self.
puns.
So puns are good. So anyway, the gentleman's name is Will Boyajian.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it.
Okay. I'm having the same issue with that as Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, please silence your phone.
Yeah, sorry. Everyone silence your phone if you want, please.
That's funny.
I've just been alerted that that I mispronounced his name. No, so it's Will. Say it for me.
Boyajian. I say
Boyajian.
Boyajian. I don't think that's how you're supposed
And
to.
he's here in the studio.
I know.
What?
Will is here. This guy with this sign and this music and this mission is here in our studio. We're going to find out all about the things that he's doing for the homeless, the things he's doing with music. And I promise you, it goes beyond this one guy with his one sign and his one case in one subway station. He's doing something extraordinary. And we're going to both unpack what he's doing and how he got there. And maybe, just maybe, he might share a little song with us if we're lucky.
Yes, a little improv as well.
He brought his guitar, and it would be really, really a shame if it went to waste carrying that thing here. So
I carry it even if I'm not playing.
That's
Just in
it, right? You
bars.
never know.
Yeah, just for the vibe.
you walk into Bruce Springsteen, he's like, hey, you want to play with me? You're like, oh, the one time I didn't bring my damn guitar.
No,
Is it like-
it's for my bad boy image.
Is it your purse?
It is.
Like your man purse? Is
Sometimes
your
it's
guitar
empty.
case?
It's just filled with snacks.
Yeah, see? That's what I mean. I love it.
Can you imagine? That'd be so cool. Like, it would be like peanut butter sandwiches in there. That's what I imagine's in there.
Straight
If you
up
open it
peanut butter.
If there were peanut butter sandwiches in there, I swear I wouldn't be shocked.
But chunky or smooth, Mark? See what I mean?
I like both, but I prefer chunky.
Oh, I prefer chunky. What
Okay.
about you, Will?
I like smooth.
Okay. Lois?
I like Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has the best peanut butter.
Chunk or smooth?
Smooth.
Okay. We got 2 chunk, 2 smooth.
And additional information.
We're going to have to battle this out.
Okay.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I just had
It's
to...
chunky versus smooth.
You know
here on
Chunky's
ABC
going to win
Sports.
because we're more hardcore.
Well, we're also on the show every time, so
Yeah.
even if she won today, next
Boom.
boom.
I
Anyway,
do like the Trader Joe's one, though.
so we're gonna find out all about Will and everything he's doing with Hopeful Cases in a few minutes. We'll also play a brand new improv game, and sometimes our improv games don't work. But
They
I
don't
actually am.
sometimes.
Speaking of the word hopeful, I'm hopeful about this one. To be honest with you, I think it's going to work, and that will be coming up in a little bit. And I have a story about karma and food, and someone that I yelled at in the subway.
Mark has the best Subway stories.
This is a good one, so I'll tell it to you in a second.
You must not be on your
I'll-
phone in the subway. You must be looking at people. 'cause
I am
you
just
interact with
making
the world.
trouble.
You are. Okay.
Can I tell you a funny secret?
Yeah.
So this may surprise you. I don't drink very often to the point where like getting drunk or whatever like that. But
Okay.
in the event that I'm out with my brother
Uh-oh.
and we've been drinking, which is really quite a rare occasion that we'd be out and drinking or something. But inevitably, this is me going up to my brother almost every time. Hey, I want to get in a fight. Let's go get in a fight.
That is
You
one
two
I
What?
I look to say every subway. I look to save the day, and I tried once, and it ended so badly. Which maybe there's time I'll share that one, but it's not for everyone.
What is not for everyone? Stopping a fight?
I always thought like, oh, if you're just a good guy, you can stop a fight, but
Oh,
you
right.
can't. No, you have to actually know how to be tough, and it wasn't. It was
So
a
the
bad
good
one.
news is if I did get in a fight, Will might be there to stop it, which is really
Well, everyone thinks because I'm tall. They go, tall guy's gonna. No, I'm not.
So Mark wants to get in a fight.
Yeah, I'm not saying I end up
Why?
getting in a fight. I don't know what it is, and I'm not like an
no.
aggressive person. I'm really not. You know me. I'm not. I'm not someone you would think about that way. I'm not an angry drunk or whatever like that.
Is this on whiskey, tequila, beer? Which one creates this
I don't know.
energy within
I haven't
you?
really tracked it.
Well, I think it's time, Mark.
Okay, I'll track
Okay,
my
I'm
little
going to
book.
text your brother right now.
So a year and a half from now, when I drink like that again, then I'll,
yeah, there
I'll
you
write in my
go.
little
Once
journal.
a year.
Anyway, so before we get started with the show, I do have a question for you, Danielle.
Yeah, Mark.
What's with the monocle?
Uh-huh.
You have a monocle.
what about it?
Not just a monocle, by the way. It's a pink monocle,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. I didn't even know that they make a pink monocle, although there's nothing wrong with being stylish.
Oh, they make every sort of monocle.
Well, you don't usually walk in with a monocle. It's the first time I've seen you with a monocle.
Do you really want to know?
I want to know
Okay.
what's the deal with monocle and Rachel.
I had a monocle. I had a minor, very minor, that I really didn't want to bring up. Minor LASIK surgery on my right eye.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And
Could you only afford one eye? Is that what it was?
Mark, this is New York. You're on a budget. You got to do one cornea at a time.
My train was late. I only
A
have time for
cornea.
one. A cornea.
A corner of a cornea. And therefore, I'm still recovering on the right. So they gave me like a Peanut Man pink monocle, and it has tiny
A
pearls. Do you see
Peanut
them?
Man.
I'm like the Peanut Man.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut. Right? Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut.
By the way, Mr. Peanut saved my life.
Well, sometimes peanuts kill people, so I'm glad that he
When I
saved
was a
yours.
baby, I had a Mr. Peanut like stuffed doll or whatever, and I
Okay.
fell out of my crib
Okay.
onto my Mr. Peanut doll. That's where my head landed, and it saved me.
Oh,
That's
well,
what my
look,
parents
so
told me.
I'm bringing back fond memories with my LASIK monocle.
That's all we needed.
So when I see you next week, it'll be on the other side.
Well, that might disturb me.
And I'm so sorry. It's not about you. It's about me and my
never is.
eyes and my budget. But I'm quite excited to
It's a
use
budget
this monocle for future. I'm going to probably pop out the prescription and just make sure that it's clear and just be like this really cool, hip 30-something-year-old millennial with a monocle, right?
Do they make sunglass monocles?
They do now. They will.
They will.
Oh,
After
someone
they hear
will
this.
now.
Wait, do you actually have a monocle?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
wearing
I
it.
thought
see it?
this was an
I'm
pink.
wearing it. Do you not see it?
It's just. It's,
Oh, your head was turned.
He always, yeah.
Exactly.
Which is a good profile for you.
Thank
It is.
you.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
it is. Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
Yeah,
and
he
it
always, Mark always throws me under the bus for something quirky I'm doing or wearing. Like
I
bringing
don't
my
look at it as
terrarium
throwing
with
under the
my
bus. I look as being
turtle.
observant and recognizing things. I assume that
I
you
guess.
do things. I mean, you
one
could
of
have
these
had.
days, I'm just gonna have to
Look,
call you out.
you
on
can't
your-
wear a pink monocle and not expect people to notice.
Well, it's gonna be all over my Instagram
did
or
they
my
have?
Finstagram, which is a fake Instagram.
Did,
What?
did they have a pink monocle in stock, or did you have to get the special order that?
This my friend in Sweden helped with. My friend in Sweden sent it over.
Is that an IKEA monocle?
No, I did not have to assemble it in 20 easy steps.
Well, step 3 of which was missing.
Yeah,
know.
step 3 is why it's shattered. No.
Okay, so do you have a nerd tip for us today, my
I
friend?
do.
All right.
Just the tip. Nerd tip. It's actually it's like a nerd science fun fact.
Nerd science fun fact.
Nerd science fun fact. Okay, so have you guys heard of triboluminescence?
No.
Cricket.
Wait, is that when like things in the sea get luminescence and then other things do
No.
also?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's bioluminescence.
Yeah,
Well, I thought
biolum-
tribal was like
This is
that one thing
triboluminescence.
affects something else. Kind
That's
of
a cool idea. Well, essentially, I thought this was really cool because I was eating a Werther's candy today. So, essentially, I'll explain why.
where there was candy.
So-
There's a little land in the Lower East Side, all candy.
If I could describe my dream woman, it is a woman wearing a monocle eating a hard candy alone in her apartment.
Well, let me-
Damn it! If you weren't just engaged,
I'm
I'd be like,
engaged, but listen.
If you got a sister.
Yeah. I'm an only child, but I have a mother. She's listening right now. And your mother's also listening.
My mother doesn't have the internet.
Okay, so here's the nerd tip. Thanks to a process called triboluminescence, all hard candies give off a small spark when they're bitten into. The process is similar to the electrical charge that makes lightning, but on a smaller scale. Triboluminescence is the emission of light from a substance caused by rubbing, scratching, or similar frictional contact.
I just want to say, when we play If I Was in Charge of the World again, if my
Yeah.
problem is that we don't have enough electricity, my solution is going to be a
Triboluminescence.
lot of
Yes.
candy.
Yes, everyone.
Generate it up.
Like
Two.
lifesavers.
Spark it too. Can you imagine like someone going,
Literally, it's called Lifesaver.
my spark plug is dead in my motor. How can I generate a spark? I'll just like chew a candy real close to the engine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like ready to
mouth
go.
right
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll be like, crunch. Try it again, Bill.
But how cool is that? So, yeah, just rub, scratch your candy and or bite down, and everything's good.
That's how you get more candy.
I
by
just
the way.
realized how when I brought up triboluminescence and then I went to where there's candies, none of you knew the punchline. I'm so sorry. Here we are. Let me adjust my monocle. Now I can see you better. All right.
Well, this seems like an appropriate time.
Mark,
yes.
guess what?
What?
It's time to start the show. Lightning, lightning, lightning.
From the Mouth Media Network studios in New York City, and from the same people who brought you Monkey Radio with Mark, this is Funny People Talking with Mark Rako, Danielle Beckman, and Elsie.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. So happy you're here with us. I am excited. Before we get started, a quick bit of housekeeping, or a little earlier in the show than we typically do. We so badly, so intensely wish to have our good friend someday, Tina Fey, on the show.
Yes.
So as per usual, it is our appeal to Tina Fey, where we pray to the comedy gods in the hopes that someday she will be on the show. Call in, drive by, send us a postcard. In any way that she can recognize the show.
Yes.
We just believe in the power of positive thought and putting it out to the universe. So Danielle and I will lead a prayer, if you will, to the comedy gods. If you feel the desire to join in, I welcome that if you wish. So I'll begin.
Yes.
Tina Fey, please come on the show.
Tina,
comedy gods, we appeal
if
to
you don't
you.
come,
We
I'm
put it out to
moving
the
out of
world.
New York.
The energy
I'm
that
gonna be
Tina
so
Fey
sad.
somehow will end up on funny people
Tina,
talking
you
to
should come
Tina Fey, Tina Fey,
here.
Tina Fey.
Amen.
You know what's really funny? You and I are both quite musical, and I don't believe
was
we've
bad. It was
positively harmonized with each other
Not
a single
once.
time ever.
I'm going to
That's
try to
hilarious.
find something. But
Okay.
I kind of threatened her in that last one. I was like, if you don't come, I'm moving out of New York.
That's right. Okay, so I have to tell you two stories. And we'll let you choose the order. One
Okay.
is about karma,
Okay.
and one is about yelling at someone in the subway.
Do the subway one first.
Okay. So the other day, one of the things I can't stand, and I know that there are different schools of thought on this, and I welcome all schools of thought to this conversation. Honestly, I do. But I do not condone subway, what do you call it? Fare jumping.
Oh, I thought you were going to say noise pollution.
And the reason that I say that, the reason I feel that way is it's one thing when it's a clearly, obviously homeless person who's trying to find some shelter, and they're really not trying to use the. I'm like, I'm not a jerk.
Yeah.
You know, okay. But when it's some snot-nosed kid that's wearing nice sneakers and his nice iPhone, and he looks at the person in the in the booth, the subway MTA person, and kind of looks at him like, "What are you gonna do to me?" And then like does the big jump over the I want to kill this kid.
Right.
Not really kill him, but I'm saying I'm angry because he's saying, I don't have to do that.
Right.
I'm above all this. You stupid saps can pay for this thing. I'm still going to use it.
Well, now it's not illegal anymore to do that.
It's not
that get
illegal,
changed?
but it did kind of go back from what I understand. I think that there was a bit of reversal on that where now they are hiring more Metro police to police this. And I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, but it's like going to cost like 250 or 200 million in police costs to properly police this, to protect 250 million in fare evasion. So they'll still be ahead by like 40 million, but it's a substantive issue.
And this is one of our big issues right now.
Yeah, it's not really, but
yeah.
But in the moment, here's what happened.
Yeah,
so there was this one kid I saw that jumped right over the thing. And so I paid and I went in and I walked after him, and I saw him walk in and just go right behind a pillar. Right. Okay. And it was very clear he wanted to hide. He wasn't like, I'm out in the open, whatever, come get me. He was like, oh, I gotta go hide so nobody finds me, because I saved $275. And
It is a lot of money. Sorry.
I would like to point out, just for the record, I've been so poor in the past that I've been like 3 months behind on my rent. I literally have been searching for 50 cents in my couch cushion so I could eat. I understand what it's like, maybe not to live on the street, but to literally have nothing. Yeah. And skip it. But even then, never once did I ever not pay to ride the subway. That's my choice. But I'm saying I believe in, I'm not going to use something that's the system. I agreed to abide by. Anyway, so he ran in, or he jumped, he walked really quickly and then hid behind a girder, like a pole. So what I did is I kind of walked past him to size him up and see if he would be any trouble to me. You know, how dangerous does he look? Yeah. Is there weapons going to be involved?
Are there Air Jordans? Are there?
Who knows what's going to happen? Will he push me onto the tracks? I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. So I kind of got to look at him and I'm like, I can take this guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to do anything, but I'm saying I'm not afraid of him.
How old was he? Like 17?
I'm going to estimate he was 19 to 22 kind of range.
Fair game.
Okay.
game, fair
Well,
game,
19
fair
to
game.
22 is
It's
a
a
little
teachable
more
moment. It's just a teachable
mature.
moment.
Yeah.
Well,
Mature.
so I went up to him and I said, you got to go pay for your fare.
Ooh, child.
He kind of looked at me and goes, what? I said, you got to go back and pay your fare. He says, what do you work for, the MTA? I said, no, I'm someone that's going to beat the shit out of you if you don't.
Oh, snap.
He just looked at me for a second and he did an about face and he walked
Oh, my God.
and he left the station, went up the stairs and left.
Whoa.
And that was it. I wasn't going to touch him. I wouldn't have done anything. But the attitude that came from him was like, what are you going to do about it? I'm like, I'm going to beat the crap out of you if you don't pay.
Whoa.
It was interesting to see how quickly he folded at that.
New Yorkers watch New Yorkers.
And I got to be honest with you, I kind of felt proud of myself after that because he knew what he did was wrong. The reason I know it is he didn't fight me on it at all. He didn't even
Of
try
course.
to argue or say didn't do it, or he knew it was wrong the minute he did it, and he left immediately.
Yep.
and left the station. And I was happy enough that he either had to wait till I left and get the next train and try it
Yeah.
again, or go to the next station and do it, or whatever. He totally looked like he could manage the 275. He was just someone
Yeah.
that was trying to beat the system. So anyway, I have to tell you, I told my wife, Heather, that
What'd she say?
that might have been one of her favorite stories ever. She was so proud of me.
Oh, my gosh.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
No, it gets the hormones flowing. It's
It
good.
was.
Both sides.
I was like, come on, anybody else give me, hey,
Hey.
I want to get in a fight.
Hey.
I wasn't even drinking. That's the funny thing.
Oh, there it is.
That's
Call
call
back.
back. That's
Well, now does this
So-
have to do with karma, Mark?
No, so the other thing, well, karma for him.
Marquise with a Q.
So I'm going to tell you. So, in a complete other end of the Mark world, I saw. I don't know if the person was homeless. I guess I assume everyone begging on the street is homeless. That's probably not actually true, but a person begging for money.
Yeah.
And I was right next to McDonald's, so I went in and I bought the person like $2.50 salad, and I brought it out because I'm like, this is nutrition, so I'll bring out something nutrition. I gave it to the woman, and she wasn't like, oh, thank you, but she was like, okay, thank you, and I'm sure she would have preferred the money, but I gave her the salad and
Yeah.
whatever. That's it. I wasn't even like, I'm so proud of myself. I was just like, I just took care of the person. I could do it.
Right.
So then I went and got a coffee for myself at Dunkin' Donuts, and I said, you know what? I could use a donut. So what happened is they didn't charge me for the donut.
Oh.
So that was karma kicking in, I felt. I don't think karma's really stopping its journey to take care of my donut, but it felt like there was no need for them to give me this free donut.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them a story. I was nobody special. It wasn't 10:59 and they're closing at 11 and they're trying to get rid of their still donuts. It was like 3:30 in the afternoon. They still could have sold the donut.
Yep.
But I think they were just for whatever reason. Okay. So then today I went to a dollar pizza place and just grabbed a piece of pizza, and I realized, so the guy brought it out, it's on a paper plate, I have not touched it. I realized I don't have any cash on me. I said, I'm really, really sorry. I thought I had $1 on me, but I don't. I said, no problem. He's like, no, you can still have it. I'm like, no, it's okay, really. I mean, it's fine. You can just give it to someone else. He's like, no, you can still take it.
That's great.
And I was like, this
You're like, am I
karma's-
in New York?
This karma's still, you know what though? I will tell you something.
Pizza and a donut?
Different
Double
weeks,
karma?
Lois. Yeah, double karma.
Yeah.
Now, why? What I want to know is,
Pizza and a donut in the same meal. No, just kidding. That's
I
not
want to
what
know
she
why
meant.
this karma doesn't kick in when I want a Bentley. That's all.
There
I'd say.
you go.
But-
Hey, it might. It might, Mark.
The week ain't over. So,
Yeah.
but what I just love is how this karma kept like
It's true.
living on. But to answer your question, I don't know about you guys, but I have had stuff like this happen a lot in my time in New York.
Same,
The number of
same.
times I didn't have enough money to pay for something, person's like, just take it. Or they're
Yep.
like, you know what? You can just bring it to me tomorrow. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
come back and tomorrow, like even like
and I do. I bet
doing
you do
copies.
too.
I did.
Yeah, no, yeah, and they always,
Yeah,
because we're all the city's good people.
Yeah.
I know.
I just thought it would have been so funny is if after the donut, that kid you could cook out, it was like, hey man, you pay for that donut? Get back there and pay for that donut, man.
Yeah, right.
I'm not confident that Will approves of my policing that fare jumper.
No, it's
Not that you have to prove. But
No. I have nothing against an individual. You absolutely, that's within your right to do, and he probably shouldn't have jumped the. It's the MTA as a whole is doing some stuff right now that's like maybe not the most transparent and honest with this.
Like what were you talking about?
So this 500 cops thing,
right.
what they just changed some of the rules, and now cops have the ability to police for quality of life.
Oh,
Which if there's and I don't think they're going to be like, hey, that guy is holding too many bags and he's taking up too much of the platform. I think they're going to be like, this guy's sleeping here.
Right.
Let's kick him out. So there's there's actually there's an ad campaign right now on all these subway ads now. You see them where they're like, fare evasion is an issue.
Yes.
yeah.
Some group has calculated how much they spent on those ads.
Oh, yeah.
And
Right.
puts a sticker on them. So on it says like, this ad cost $44,000
Right.
for this campaign. But no, I mean it's MTA has got their hands full. They're the
Look, they have a
only
lot of-
subway.
They have a lot of stuff that they're trying to do, and if you think about if there is that much money in fare evasion that happens, and they say, look, if we spend $200,000 on ads, we calculate it will save $2 million in fares by the impact of it.
Maybe, yeah.
It's worth it. And this is how we start offsetting the costs of all the improvements we have to make.
Yeah.
I'm not defending it. I'm just
Tons
saying
of
it's probably.
improvement.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, but then
thing.
I do think that the type of person who jumps a turnstile isn't going to see the ad and be like, whoa,
Scared.
I should stop jumping turnstiles.
Wow.
I had no
look
idea.
At that.
No, what it might do is motivate people to tell people
do
they're
it-
gonna
to do
beat
what
the
you
shit.
did.
Exactly.
What you did.
Maybe this podcast will be the turning point in this. Maybe guys, vigilantes all throughout the city.
Done.
Can you imagine if it all got traced back to this one moment and we were
Funny
all part of it?
vigilantes talking.
And you get asked to be on a podcast, and they're like, "Tell me about the subway, man. What did you do?"
Will, we are all great Americans.
Yeah, we are.
Glory, glory.
Hallelujah.
Okay, so anyway, those
I
were
just
my two
wanted to
stories.
say one real quick one. For me, I was having a very sad day. Maybe like this was like 4 years ago, and I walked into a pret-a-manger,
What is that?
pret-a-manger. Pret.
Is that?
and-
Are you supposed to call it pret a manger? Is that really what
ready
it is?
to eat. It's a French.
Is that? I didn't know
phrase.
that. I always wondered like what that whole thing is.
Yeah. I used to say pret a manager. Anyway, okay. The first time I ever had it was in the UK, and it was great. And then they started popping up all over New York. Oh my gosh, I love Pret. Anyway, I walked in, and I must have. Well, I guess I do. I'm very expressive, so people can read me. So I walked in, and I guess I was like, teary-eyed, bloodshot eyes, sad, whatever. And I walked in, and I had my sandwich and my thing, and I put it up at the thing, and the person went to ring me up, and then he was like, "Okay, you're good," and I was like, "Okay, but like, how much is it?" Like, I was holding my cards still, and he was like, "Oh, you're good, honey, you're good," and I was like, "What?"
Oh wow.
And his name was Angel.
no.
And I was like, I cannot with you right now. And I just like burst out into tears again. He's like, this is on us. Don't worry. And so I went, and then
love that
I kid
story.
you not, a few months later, I went into a different Pret and they gave me my coffee and croissant for free. They're like, this is on us today. And I was like, thank you. And so I have a feeling that in their corporate culture, they are allowed to give a certain amount of things away a day. Like, it makes sense. And just kind of
people who
make
look
someone's
sad?
day. Maybe I think I was happy that time. And they're like,
you know what I'm going to look like the next time I go into a pret a manger.
Did you say something to the manager or something?
No, I don't know. I think I went up after I ate everything and I was like, Angel, you really lived up to your name. Thank you so much.
Because it would have been great if you were like, I'd like to tell you about your employee. He like really like helped me
Really?
out, and they were like,
We're not allowed to give that
no.
away.
If he was like, there's no Angel who works here.
Oh my God.
They're like, Angel died 4 years ago.
Who are you looking at, Danielle? And then I'm sitting in the corner eating my falafel, crying.
Oh.
And then I'm dead the whole time. What?
Oh, it's like the Sixth Sense.
Produced by M. Night Shyamalan.
Mm-hmm.
What a name.
What a name.
Shyamalan?
Yeah.
I've never
That-
said it right. Shyamalan.
That's
Is that really
There's
the whole?
a line of
it's-
that in my movie.
Is there?
He says M. Night Shyamalan, and I say, it's Shyamalan.
Yeah, it's Shyamalan, right?
Shyamalan.
I was a host at a restaurant, and he came in once, and he is like you would think he is.
He's a little
Is
creepy.
he strange?
No, yeah, he literally is like, I'll have a table for 4. No, 6. Like he the whole time he just looks so intense.
Yeah.
Like there's a twist coming.
Yeah.
And there is.
What restaurant?
Landmark at Columbus Circle.
Ooh, that is
yeah.
be fancy.
I know. I was a host there until I didn't come in for New Year's.
Is that the place where people
Did
throw
you
up
know
in
that you-
napkins because there's so much butter in the food?
I never saw someone throw up a napkin, but I did see a lady pass out in the ladies' room. Someone told me. I wasn't just in
Was
the
it
ladies'
from
room.
alcohol?
I don't know, but I do know that the ambulance would not come. I was like, "There's a lady passed out. Can you send an ambulance?" And they were like, "Dude, how is she? How passed out is she?"
Like all the way out.
And I was like, "I don't know. She's on the ground." And they're like,
Oh man.
"Yeah, no, we'll send someone." They were like, "Is she dead? Because we're gonna take our time if she's dead." It was a whole.
No,
That's
per se
horrible.
is the one.
Oh, per se.
Per se is the one where people literally will sit and eat, and they will in the bathroom there are napkins and like actual like cloth napkins, hand towels that you put in a bin, and people will go in and like literally have to they will like throw up or like spit their food out in it because there's so much richness and butter to the food that people can't handle it.
Oh, my.
And they per se goes like way over the top too. But
Oh, yeah, it's the most
Landmark's really
expensive
nice
restaurant in
like
the city, isn't it?
that. It is, I think. Anyway, fun
I'm still thinking about
facts.
you in the bathroom there. I'm still thinking like, oh my God, what a lucky break he happened to be in the bathroom at that moment. You know?
I know.
What a lucky
All those years,
I'll tell you.
a peeping angel.
angel.
What do you say we play an improv game? What do you say?
I say woohoo.
All right. So our improv game today, it's a brand new improv game. We've never played it. We just made it up. It is called Musical Press Conference. And the idea is that you, whoever is the person that's playing at the moment, is giving a press conference, and all of their responses must be in song and in the style in which the question has been asked to them. So, for example, I might say country western. So, what's going to happen with the bulldozer? And then you have to answer in a country, do your best country western.
Nice.
Now, there is one rule here, and that is that Lois has requested, very respectfully, not to be asked to sing. So all of Lois's suggestions must be in something that could be spoken, whether
Right.
Spoken word.
spoken word, it could be slam poetry, it could be hip hop. It could. Is that fair?
Rap.
Fair,
Okay.
good. Thank you, Mark.
So just to point that out, are we cool to try this?
Patter songs by Sondheim.
Okay, so Danielle,
Hello.
I'm going to anoint you to be the first guinea pig of
Yes.
this. Lois, how about a topic that this press conference is about?
Yes, I'm holding a press conference about
Squids.
Press conference about
Aw,
squids.
that's Timothy's
we
favorite
love
animal.
squids. Is it?
Isn't
Is
that
that a
weird?
spirit
I knew
animal? That's
that.
funny.
I knew
So
You
squids-
did.
Did you really know that?
No.
Oh, so it could have. It's possible. We're all fam here. So it's a press conference about squids, and we could all sort of, whoever has a question can indicate they have a question, and Danielle will call on them until it feels that it's
Okay.
over. So Danielle.
Yeah, and you're gonna say you have to say the style that
Yes,
I need
cool.
to do the thing in.
Cool.
So, Danielle, I'd like to know how many squids we're actually talking about here in hip hop.
Squid. I had a squid ink pasta. Let me tell you about it. That's why we're here, everyone. Okay? We're gonna eat squid ink pasta today. There were 16. We killed an extra one. It was an accident. Next question. You, ma'am, sir. Yeah, sir.
Do you think that squids have enough tentacles, or do you think they should have more tentacles in a heavy metal?
Squids don't have enough tentacles. They need more. I think they need more tentacles. They're trying to be like an octopus.
Thank you.
Did that answer your question?
No,
Yeah, ma'am.
It's a podcast. You have to speak, Lois. You can't just gesticulate just to be said.
Thank you.
Well,
You, ma'am.
Lois is now raising her hand. Danielle is now calling on Lois.
Yes.
Lois took that feedback well.
I always do.
I know.
So tell us, Danielle, in Country Western, about squids in the schoolhouse.
Squids in the schoolhouse. You never knew they'd be there. You'd think they'd be somewhere else, like the ocean. That's where they should be. Do, 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 do. It's where they should be, not in the schoolhouse. That's where they should be. Lee, 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 lee. Squids in the schoolhouse. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Did I answer all y'all's questions?
Yeah, I think.
Yes,
Thank you for the press
thank you so
conference.
much.
Very good.
Glory to
Danielle.
God.
Way to go.
I'm out.
Way to go. Way to go.
That was interesting
good
because the
job.
momentum gets cut off
Yeah.
when the person asks the question.
I know.
But it's kind of fun because it gives you a moment.
Those are all the good song genres too.
Yeah.
Like
I
those
got
are-
them all.
Those are the best ones. You got all of them.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, you're gonna get sucky.
Is it
know.
Will's turn?
Those are all mine. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I
want
think-
that one.
I think Will's gonna
I do
feel
a lot
this-
of freestyle rap.
Dang
believe it or not.
it.
Are you up
Well,
to
I do
field the
too.
next
I
one?
wasn't rapping.
Oh no, yeah, I do.
All right.
I wasn't
Dan-
rapping that well. I'm usually way better.
No,
I
I hear
am.
you.
that was
you.
very poor rapping.
It was.
I hear you.
For me, it was bad. Okay, what am I doing?
Danielle, give Will a topic for his press conference.
I'm going to give him the topic in the question. Is that okay?
sure.
With the style.
Please.
Okay.
All at once.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, and please.
So, hi, sir. We're just wondering, do you believe that Mark Rako stole the Persian rug on the night of the 15th in the style of musical theater? Do you believe that he was the one who stole the Persian rug?
Well, we're sure that he stole that rug, and here is why we're sure. Because the rug that used to be here is no longer on the floor. And I think I know he could not afford a rug at a better price. And I went to his apartment and I saw it there, lying on the floor, and it looked real nice.
Thank
yeah,
you,
you're
sir.
welcome.
Thank you, sir. I totally agree. I buy that. I buy that. We have another question. We have another question.
Hi. My name's Mark Rako, and I have an issue with the accusation that I may have stolen a Persian rug. So what I'd really like to know is, what kind of evidence do you have that supposedly and allegedly I stole this this Persian rug, and in the style of Weird Al Yankovic?
Oh. Well,
Keep going. First choice.
Mark, we have evidence you stole the rug, and we have a plan to show you. We saw pictures of a rug on your Instagram, and I tell you, I check you all the time. I take a peek at your Instagram, and there was no picture of a rug there last week. Is that weird how that is?
You get 2 extra points because that was really tough. Good job summoning Weird Al
was
Yankovic.
good.
And yes, satisfied with your suggestions that I stole it.
Anyone else? Any other questions?
Yes, this is Lois.
ma'am.
Lois raising her hand
Yes,
once
Lois.
You
again.
miss.
Hi. Okay, in the style of the Beatles, tell us if it's true that Mark got the rug in the Ukraine.
Well, that's good.
All right.
Yes.
It's not true that he got the rug in the Ukraine. I think he didn't carry it across the sea on the airplane. I'll tell you where I thought he got it. And in fact, and this is the fact, I think Mark went down to a TJ Maxx.
All right. That is the way
That
you do
had
it.
like a Buddy
Beautiful
Holly
job.
ring, too.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful job.
That was really good.
All right, we have to
That
put
was definitely Buddy
Great
Holly.
job, Will. That was great. Thank you. Thank you for hitting up the challenge there. All right, it's Lois's turn.
No, can I defer to Will?
Why are you deferring to Will?
Because Will is so good.
Okay.
Okay, it's
You
Mark's
can-
Then I'll
turn.
just
I
go
can
then.
do that.
Then
Mark's
I'll
the
just go.
finale.
Um,
Okay, so Lois, you get
well, I don't
to
not the finale.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just
you
clean
get
up.
to choose what the conference is about. Oh no, you already do. Will, you get to choose what the conference is about.
All right.
This conference is about The grill is about grilled cheeses and grilled cheese technology. The best way to make a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Just about grilled cheeses is a grilled cheese convention.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
then in what style is it for him?
Well, he needs a question.
Oh, my question.
And your question for the press conference. Yeah.
So, Mark, a lot of people out there are using butter to make their grilled cheeses, but some people are using various oils, olive and the like. So, in the style of a 90s boy band,
Yeah.
can you tell me what is your preference, butter or oil, to make a grilled cheese?
I would like to preface this that I don't have enough knowledge of 90 boys bands to do an effective
Let it
impression.
go. If you want me, girl, let me know. Okay, that was just
Thank
a
you.
little
That was
hint
helpful.
for you.
Thank you.
Masterclass.
Ba-da-ba, oil is a ba-da-ba, oil. I like my orange oil. I like my basil oil. I like all my oils to make my grilled cheese. It's grilled cheese. It's grilled cheese. Won't you give me more grilled cheese, please?
So that's very controversial. I feel like you really
I'm sure
enjoy
it was.
oil. I feel like it's you're enjoying oil with your grilled cheese. I think the main question here is:
Yeah.
Are you a purist with craft singles, or are you going spicier? I would really like to know that in the style of a power ballad from the 80s.
Every night when I make my grilled cheese,
Queen.
do I decide? Could I decide? Should I decide? Is it singles from craft? Or is it spicy? Maybe I feel a draft. No, sorry, that's as far as that's going. I'm sorry, I'm just not with it on that
We're
one.
obsessed with your
That was like
modulations.
such a tasty musical choice.
It was.
No, I'm
It
excited to
was.
listen to this now so I can then steal that and pretend like I came
Take
up with
it.
but that was
I was,
He stole.
that was like a Celine. That
All
was
right.
like a Celine.
That was.
thank you.
Thank you. I think we still have one more
but
question
Mark,
from a
Mark.
Yes, Lois. Oh,
dissatisfied
your hand's up,
person.
Lois.
Right. How
Yeah.
do you weigh in on the tomato bacon
Oh, yeah.
dilemma
Tomato versus bacon?
versus bacon
I see.
in the style of Gilbert and Sullivan?
Oh. Well, when I have a bacon on my grilled cheese, a bacon is the best thing on a grilled cheese, then it is the best. If it is the best, then why is there tomato? Tomato and bacon, tomato and bacon, tomato and bacon. No tomato, only bacon, only bacon, only bacon, only bacon, only bacon,
Only bacon.
on my grilled cheese.
Only bacon. Only bacon. Only bacon. I
don't
really
know-
like this
I don't
song.
know, thank you. I don't really know if that was Gilbert and Sullivan, but I was kind of
Yeah.
thinking
It was
like,
good. It was good.
I am the very model of a
Major
Modern
General.
major.
like I
Not
was
a major
thinking in that
general,
general
yes.
direction anyway.
Yeah.
So I think the winner of this is Will for
Agreed.
sure.
Yeah, that
Agreed.
was
Clear winner of this game.
amazing.
Well
I
done.
didn't like starting off with hip hop. I
That
just gotta
that
say
weird out.
for
I was
me.
so jealous. I was so jealous.
See, yeah, I would have
But I
liked to
thought
start.
I did really well.
You did
I
well. You were
did
best
really
question.
well.
You were best hand raiser ever.
Is Gilbert
Nice
and
job.
Sullivan also like, hello, my baby, hello, my darling,
Hello, my ragtime doll.
When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime. I've put
Probably
those
is,
together.
yeah. So,
They're not the same.
well, if I had thought about
not
giving
for
you Gilbert and
breakfast.
Sullivan, I would have, because I think you would have executed even better. Well, anyway, that's
Whatever.
it for this edition, first edition.
Yay.
And I don't know necessarily the last. I thought that was fun of
I thought it
the
was fun.
musical press conference. Thank you, everybody, for playing. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be all about Will and hopeful cases right after this.
Just like tribbles, We don't contribute much, we make a lot of noise, we are always eating something, and no matter how much you try to get rid of us, there's always more of us. We're also quite cute. This is Funny People Talking.
All right, Will. We need to know something, and that is this. You play guitar, you sing, you're an actor, you write your own stuff. You also clearly, which we'll get into, have a philanthropic or social justice vein in your body that drives you in some way. So before we get into how Hopeful Cases even started, I don't want to just repeat the other interviews you've had where you've told the story, but I think it's useful for some context. Who are you? Meaning, if you were to boil you down and say, this is what I am. I'm a storyteller. I'm an artist. I'm a person that needs to express themselves. I'm a humanitarian. Like who do you feel the essence of you is? And maybe it's not where you started. Maybe you've discovered yourself along the way.
No, it's absolutely changed, as we all do. You know, I hate the word because it has a connotation of like a robust guy and an ascot, but like the term bon vivant, like this idea of like just tasting life and just I'm all about just doing stuff. I think I'm someone who just wants to do stuff and wants to learn as much as I can about everything and everyone.
So what's the word? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Bon vivant.
You know, it's funny.
Bon vivant, like
I
good
was-
life? Liver?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Good
It's like
life liver?
Okay.
It was like an old Victorian term of these people who'd be like, I'm going to be.
No one knows this, so keep
Yeah,
using it. Put it on your website.
I love it.
vivant.
I didn't know that word either, but I thought maybe everybody else did, so I was just going to go with it and just, yep, I know that word. I understood him.
Maybe this is an obscure thing.
No, it's obscure. I've really
Oh.
never heard it, and I have to say, I hear a lot of people trying with their branding, like a lot, because I do coaching on that. So, like, just steal it.
It's a cool thing. Like if you type it, like it was like big in the Victorian, and there'd be like a guy who'd be like, I'm an adventurer and a carpenter and a hunter, and I also write and I do a little bit of everything. And it's all about just tasting life.
Yeah.
But
cool.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I still haven't figured out exactly what I am. But
Well, that's a fair answer, though, that you haven't figured that out yet.
oh, not at all, not at all.
How did you end up making the decision that the first day that you said, so did you ever busk and keep the money?
Mhm, absolutely.
So when did it turn that there was a day and you said, I'm not keeping this money this time?
And I'm officially allowed to tell this story because the timeline is long enough now.
Really?
Perfect.
Was there actually a problem?
No,
telling
yeah, there
you?
was kind of a weird timeline
Oh,
about
okay.
it. Through a weird series of events, I got asked to play by Sigourney Weaver, who I had a huge crush on. Well, Sigourney Weaver's assistant emailed me and said, we want someone to play Alan Rickman's year memorial thing. Would you play, in your style, a version of Pharrell's Happy?
Why you, by the way?
It was like I was referred by someone who couldn't do it. I was like
Great.
third draft pick, but I was really pumped.
Great.
And I told everybody. I was like, this is my like Lana Turner at the soda fountain. I'm going to get discovered. This is my moment. And I'd had a really rough year up until that point.
So this was finally something good happening. For
yeah,
you.
I was like, this is going to be it. Sigourney Weaver, who I was really into back in the day. Excited to meet her. Alan Rickman. Oh, the whole thing. I was pumped.
Alan.
Facebooked it. Told everyone. I was calling people up. I was like initiating conversations with people I hadn't talked to.
What year
just so
was
I could-
this?
2017.
Yeah, so this is Will, the
Wait,
one that
wait.
we're playing at Sigourney Weaver's thing. Yeah, are you free on Friday?
I was really going to
Wait,
be like,
Alan Rickman had passed away, though. Was this
this was his year memorial.
Yeah.
It was a year after his. Yeah.
That was only a year after he
It
passed.
was 2016.
Oh, wow, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I mean, and I
Okay.
was really like, oh, hey, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, I'm playing Alan Rickman saying or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, like, a couple days before it, she asked me how much I should charge, and I guess I gave a way too low number. So people were like, no, this guy he's not anyone. So they canceled the gig.
Yeah.
And I had one of those New York City days where you're just like pacing, you're looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
And I was subletting this like bad apartment, and they had this like weird. I literally like ripped the foam board off the wall. It was like
Oh, yeah.
it was like
Rough.
they just like kind of, and I was like, and I just made the sign. I just went down the subway, and it ended up being
Wow.
yeah, it was just one of those days I said I have to do something or I'm just going to go crazy today. And I'd had the idea kind of floating in my head for a while, so I just made the sign and literally took the train down to the subway and did it, and it was a really awesome night. It was probably one of the most fun times I've ever had doing it.
How much did you raise that first night that you were able to give people? Do you know?
Oh, I mean, not as much as I do now, but it was probably at least a couple $100.
What's the most amount that you have personally done in one day that you've been able to give to people?
This last big one I had was like maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know what it was, but I was just on, and I think the holidays are getting closer, and it must have been $600 or $700 in the 4 hours I played.
Wow.
So how do you disseminate that money then? Other than people being able to come over and take money out of the case, which I imagine does happen from time to time.
Yeah.
How does the decision get made about what happens to that money then?
Cool. So I normally will play until the money goes.
I see. So
Yeah. So none of the few other people who do it myself, we don't take any of this money.
Right.
So we used to do something, but I can only sing for so long in the subway. So we used to do something that we need to come up with a new name, but we called it the Millionaire March, where if I was just really beat and I couldn't sing anymore, I would just take all the money and then I would just do a lap around Port Authority and just like JD Rockefeller's like handed. I'd be like, hey, you want some money? I'm just giving money. Yeah, and you have fun because like money's money, but when you have a big stack of singles. You know, when you're a kid and you got singles and you're like, ha, look at this 50, like, you ever see what $50 looks like?
Yeah.
But we used to, I'll do that, or like a lot of times if I'm getting really tired and the last person to come up and take, I'll be like, just take it.
Yeah.
Like, treat yourself. I always say treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, and they take it. But yeah, I mean, that's one of our strict rules to anyone who does it or wants to do it is that you can't take any of the money. If you want to get like a Gatorade, you can get a Gatorade, but you have to. It's got to be 100% donation rate.
Do you throw money in to get it started?
I have no one takes change. Even like, no one takes change.
Yeah.
I have a bag of change that I keep in my guitar case most days, and it just grows and it goes and sometimes the change. I keep cool coins. I see a cool coin, I keep it.
That's cool. That's nice.
People leave weird stuff. I have a whole drawer full of weird stuff people leave.
Like what? What's the weirdest
I just got a
thing?
kiss. I just got a kiss on an envelope. A lady took money and she like clearly put new lipstick on, kissed the paper, and she said, "This is a famous kiss. World famous kiss," which is not how I would want to describe a kiss, because that sounds like an old way you would talk about like herpes.
It's a world famous kiss.
Oh,
Been around the world.
These lips have been around the world.
But you'll get that, or you'll get weird. I've gotten like a medical bracelet once. Like the guy was he like cut it off and was like, "This is bring you good luck."
Oh heavens! You probably get money from all around the world.
Yeah, no, that's what's really cool. You get money from. I got Denmark. I got some money from Denmark.
Cool.
A krona.
Oh,
the other day. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is expensive up there. Woof.
Here's a question for you: Is there any judgment from you about who deserves the money and who doesn't? Here's
I, funnily enough, had the same question.
because so I'm saying, let's say you're positive when you give this person money, 2 seconds later they're going to buy a fifth.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not give them that money because you know it's just going to something that's going to hurt them? Or do you just say, it's not up to me, I'm going to give it to anyone that looks like they want money?
Yeah, I mean, the big philosophy we have is that it's up to their discretion.
Yeah.
I have some regulars. I absolutely know they're using. One of the rules is that if you know someone's using, I always ask them and we talk about it. It really drives me crazy to not know whether or not this is a positive impact on them or a negative impact. And it is a slippery slope. I know there have been times where people have been like, I just want some money for beer. And I've been like, I'll buy you a beer, dude. Like, let's go get a beer and sit and have a beer. Because sometimes that beer, while maybe not the most helpful choice, that act of having a beer is more valuable. But
the communal aspect of you actually spending time is more valuable than
and that's what this project kind of was. It was of course, about giving people money when they need it so they're never pressed up against a wall. But it was also a little bit about making people rethink what giving is, especially New Yorkers who we spend our money like idiots. We're all broke.
Yeah.
There's like 8 people in the world who aren't broke. All of us are like, none of us are really super okay.
Yeah.
Especially
But we're
New
not.
Yorkers.
I have like I have Netflix and I eat whatever I want. I don't care. Go and buy it.
It's interesting. It's all relative to how you feel. I remember during one of my tougher times, I went up to a homeless person. I don't mean this like I'm an awesome person. I went up to what was clearly a homeless person. I think he asked me money. I said, you know what? I'm going to give you the money in my pocket. I got to be honest with you. You probably have more money than I do right now, based on whatever you've collected through the day, honestly. But you look like you need it more than I do.
It happened to me this week. I've had, and if my mother is listening, it's in my other account. It's transferring. My mother thinks I have like 8 bank accounts. I'm always like, well, it's the processing.
It's transferring, Mom.
But no, I mean, it's been like the past couple of weeks. There's been some things and some expenses. So I've had like this, like, when you're in that like $120, $80 to $130 zone where you're not like you're gonna be okay, but you're a little bit like ooh, like a bad.
Yeah, one bad turn.
But I can't not give people money.
Yeah.
So people are asking me for money, and all week I was like, I'm not going to buy this. I'm going to eat peanut butter sandwiches, smooth. I'm going to do all this, throwback. But then I got paid today, and then all day today I've just been all of a sudden I'm like, whatever, I'll take an Uber.
Yeah.
It's all subjective. But I mean, the whole thing was a little bit, and I hate to use the word shame, but it's a little bit about shaming New Yorkers to be a little bit like, someone's asking you for money. You've got money. If one of your if a guy dressed differently was like, hey, can I get it? Like if right now I was like, can I have $1? You'd probably be like, yeah, I'll give you $1.
Yeah.
So I mean, not shaming, but making them rethink the biases we all have.
Exactly.
But there absolutely is a subconscious bias I have when I know someone's using.
Right.
I try, and we all have these biases, and we can't. But I try not to let it. I try to justify it.
I love the fact that though you're changing conversation a little bit. And here's what I mean. You talk about like if someone say, can I have $1, you give it to them. And I do. But if between getting off the subway and my office, I literally have 19 people asking me for money, there's just a point when, one, I only have so much money. Number two, eventually I'm just like, my life can't be giving people money every 2 seconds just to get to where I have to go. Like that's, so it's like, at what point?
It's a very interesting thing in New
You
York.
start to protect yourself a little bit and say, I think I've given enough money to people, but now all of you people coming to me because you need help make me feel bad about myself. Every person I refuse money to. So it becomes a weird sort of ethical. So coming to someone like you and saying, oh, you make me think about what's great in the world. I want to give to that.
And if it's actually a fun, and they've done studies on this, but were you to were I to show you a picture of a child and say, if you give $3 or any random thing, $3, your donation can help feed this child for the month.
Right.
And then if I show you the same girl, but she has a brother, and I add a second person on, your willingness to give money actually decreases the more people because it spreads out the problem. No, I mean, I totally, what's a nice analogy I always use in the city to balance out how to navigate it is it's the clipboard people.
Yeah.
So of course you can't give money to every person with a vest and a clipboard who wants you to sign there, whatever.
Right.
But there's that balance, thing where, you talk to them, but you're letting them know, but you're acknowledging that they're there, that they're a person, that they have a need. But you can't. You got to live your life too.
Yeah.
So you do that kind of like.
I feel like it's a constant discernment that you have to sort of like volume up a little bit, like fine tune, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, I'll sometimes be on a train where someone might come on and I'm really like sending a very important email on my phone or like sitting there in a moment and I cannot look at this person right now, and I look up and someone else is giving them $1 and I go, oh good, that's taken care of. Okay, good. someone's there for them. Great. And then maybe the next train I get on, I'm sitting there, everyone else is oblivious, and I can take care of the next homeless person. Like, it's a group effort in New York. So it's like this discernment thing where you go, I can't get everyone. I don't need to feel shame about not getting everyone. And because homelessness will always be there. And I speak as someone who has literally done a campaign raising $1,000 for this homeless man in my neighborhood, who I found out was using and then went to jail. It was a whole thing. That wasn't on me. I didn't give him the whole $1,000 at once, but I did get $1,000 for him. But that's not on me to say, oh God, I'm a terrible person because I raised this money for him and now he's XYZ. There was joy. There was some safety. There was whatever there for him. And then the rest of the money I withheld and I donated to a charity.
A moment of feeling
I really
valued,
did.
and
I
that matters.
really
And
did.
that's what we're all.
But then I had to cut it off because it went crazy.
You gotta be smart. So let me ask you something. So you're not the only person doing this.
Do you have like a
you've
crew?
amassed a team now, right?
Yeah,
or,
kind
if you will. So tell us about that and what the impact of that is and how you deploy that.
Yeah, so we like to have a kind of leaderless ideology where we really encourage people to be homespun in your hometown, set it up. So
cool.
Yeah. We're all about, there's a little PDF we send that's like, the rules are like, don't punch the homeless people. Like, that's like about it. It's to be a good person, just do your thing.
But it's not just New York.
One rule.
Right.
So I don't know who's doing it I don't know how many people are doing it. I know every now and then on Instagram, and the first time I saw it was like maybe one of the few like real happy moments of this whole thing where I was like, whoa. But there I was on, how are we doing?
Yeah.
And there was just a kid. I was like, whoa, I've never talked to this kid ever. And he's just doing it. He had the sign out. And
What city?
In New York. He was in New York.
Oh.
Just singing. He was just singing. He wasn't even playing an instrument. He was just singing a
That's
cappella.
awesome.
He was really cute. You could tell he was like new in college. He had like a collar. Like he got dressed up like a collared shirt tucked into collar. It was cute.
That is so cool.
But yeah, I mean, we have some people. I have a lot of musician friends. They'll come on and do one. It's really hard to find people who want to do it regularly because we're all busy in New York and we're all busy everywhere, and it's hard just to live here no matter what job you work.
What other cities though?
I know that there's someone in Miami who's done it. Seattle, there was a girl who started one up. And in Atlanta, there was someone who was gung-ho about doing it. But it's an interesting, I want this to be a thing that's in every major city. But it is difficult to find people who, it's a pretty niche market of people who are like, have time and play an instrument. And are willing
have
to
a heart for it.
Yeah, and it's not easy. It's not easy. I don't think it's any mistake that this was something that came naturally to me. But I can't go ask. I understand if my 95-pound female friend is like, I don't feel comfortable. Being in a subway. Because one of our big rules is like, don't touch them. Like touch them. Hold their hand. Like if you hand them something, like touch them. You can touch them. They're people. They're just slightly smellier than you are, like barely.
It's
so
true.
Just, so like touch him, like just touch. Who cares? So it's hard to find people though who are ready to get down and dirty.
Do people who take money from you that shouldn't be, and they're just being asses?
Like a few times. There was one guy who came up. So a couple times you'll get like some teenagers who are and they'll be like, and they'll grab it and they'll empty it out, and they're allowed. But there was, and the case rarely gets emptied out. One of the biggest things we hear is a homeless person will say, I want to make sure that I'm leaving it for the next person. Because they still have a community. They all have to look out for each other.
Yeah.
But there was a day, this guy, and he was wearing one of those pinstripey suits. Businessy type.
Wait, like a Wall Street person?
Like a Wall Street guy.
What?
And I kid you not.
Well, how do you think he afforded it?
Yeah, I kid you not, his voice was a little bit like, he even had the like, I'm a businessman. And he literally was like, so you're just giving money? He's like, you're just giving money away. And I was like, yeah, dude. And he's like, so you're saying I could just take money if I wanted to take it? Anyone doesn't have to work, they just take it? And I was like, yeah, dude, like just to be chill. And he like grabbed a bunch of money, was like, and got on the train. And I just wondered, like, what did he do? Did he go home to his wife and was like, hey, honey, guess what your man Brad did today?
Keep those hormones going.
I mean, yeah, it was just like, but no, it doesn't happen that much. It's really, I mean,
that's good.
It is, and I love the city, but I hate it. And I really hate a lot of the people who live here. Because I think they're just goofy and dumb, but I love them. But it's the New York thing. I'm like, oh, you guys you stink.
There's too many.
You're
of
the
us.
worst. Everyone I see was like, ugh, a nice bag,
And then there's a really good person. You're like, okay, so there is hope after all.
But I'm telling you, like New Yorkers, they wait. It's like when a pregnant woman comes on a train or a wallet. If you set up the opportunity for them to do good, they race each other to do it.
Yeah.
It's true.
New Yorkers love to have each other's back. They sometimes forget it when it's small things, but if you give them an opportunity, they rise to it 100%.
Yeah, like if there's an older couple and you get up and give them one seat, the person next to you is likely to get up too, even though they wouldn't have if you hadn't.
Oh, it's my
crazy.
favorite. I love getting up for old ladies. I love it. It's my favorite.
I love
thing.
that.
So if someone is not in front of you, how many people do you think overall you have that are doing this with you from time to time? What would you say the maximum number of people is?
I think at one time we had like 10 or 15 people in the city doing it on and off.
Cool.
So if someone wasn't in front of you in order to put money in your case, do you have any way set up for people to donate money and then how would that be used?
So we do. We have a website. There's a donation link. I should probably go make sure it is still active. I'm not good at all the internet stuff. So we've gotten a few donations, and we've bought Metro cards, a bunch of Metro cards. We do like week passes, and we'll hand those out. And we basically go case by case with that. We bought some backpacks for a family, and we basically kind of keep that in a bubble for when
when something arises.
When something special comes up. Because every now and then there's just, and we're good. I mean, we pride ourselves on being kind of goofy and we're up for anything. So, I mean, there was a day a guy was talking. He's like, man, I really want a harmonica. We're like, yeah, dude, let's go get you one. Let's get you a harmonica.
That's amazing.
And we probably should have allocated those funds in a smarter. But no, the guy, if we can give him a harmonica, he wants one. Who cares? He'll be happy with a harmonica, and then he gets, we get to say we bought a dude a harmonica. He gets a harmonica. It's good for everyone except the people who have to listen to him play
Maybe
it.
that harmonica, maybe he might learn, and that might make him hundreds of dollars.
I was going to say, you just taught the guy to fish.
Yeah, that's another program we wanted to start, was to teach people how to busk, and
that's awesome.
We've gone through a lot of ideas of new things to do. All of them are basically impossible in the city, but one day we're hoping to do some real crazy stuff and spread out to other Showermobile.
All right, that's really awesome. What is the website people can go to, or how can they track you down?
It's we have an Instagram that I am starting to get very active on.
Ooh, I'm gonna follow.
It's Hopeful Cases Music.
Okay. I'm following.
And our website is hopefulcases.org.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's emails and stuff on all those. You send me a message, I'm on them.
Are you considering trying to find a way to notify people where you are at a certain time? Like if you're busking at this station at this time?
That's a really good idea.
Because you could even put it on either on your website or on your Instagram, just so that people, it becomes like you're sort of tracking, like, here's where you can come get money.
Like an Amber Alert, except good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't control. It's surprising how many homeless people have a phone.
Yeah.
But I'm saying short of like putting flyers around the neighborhood, the best thing you can do is tell people, because then you could say, like, here's where you can come bring money to. I will. That's really smart. I should look into that. Why not, right? I'll be the next Dan Smith teaches you how to play guitar. So I just followed. I would love to see if I have a surprise for you in a moment, but I was wondering if maybe you might regale a song for all of us. Yeah. Maybe an original of yours if you're so inclined. Totally. Why don't you bust out that guitar? Yeah. Well, my baby says you're leaving in the morning. Way down in New Orleans, a girl can make a change. And old black bodega bag is all she's taking.
She said that's all they'll let her bring aboard that train. You can travel around the whole world. Come back and tell me what you find. I'll be sitting here on this same bar stool till God don't care. Or the devil don't mind. Something like that.
So, Will, dude, that was off the hook. That was really, really great. Yeah, that was
I wanted
really
more.
great.
I
Yeah, I
wanted
did. I
more.
wish we could have like song after song. So, first of all, just from me, just from Mark, from my heart, I want to thank you for what you're doing for people. I want to thank you for coming on the show and giving us such joy in hearing your story, playing along with us, sharing your music. It's really great to know you and to think that it came from seeing that sign and then here you are in our studio and getting to meet you.
It's awesome.
It's really great.
So good.
So that was the first thing. I want to just personally thank you for that.
Thank you, man.
The second thing that I want to do is, and Danielle doesn't even know either of these things.
Oh my gosh.
So on this show is a reboot of a previous show that we used to do. Called Monkey Radio with Mark. That was separate, and then Mouth Media Network rebooted that show into this show, basically. On that show, we had something that we used to do once a year, which was called the American of the Year Award. So Lois and I talked earlier today and made a decision to restart that tradition on this show. And we would like to, in a very small way, recognize the kind of great work that you're doing by recognizing you as the first Funny People Talking, as weird as that sounds, but I promise it's like legit. On behalf of Mouth Media Network, the first Funny People Talking American of the Year, which is recognizing someone that we see that is implementing American values, the best American values, in a way that impacts other people's lives. So in lieu of a trophy, because in the past we would give some sort of trophy, it's not an enormous amount of money, but Mouth Media would like to donate $100 towards what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Just as a little token.
No, that's huge,
Let's
man.
just put some money in your case for the next time you're playing.
Thank you so
and do
much.
whatever you want to do with that can help someone out. Okay,
Thank you.
it's not a lot of money, but the spirit
is, though,
behind
man.
it. Just
Thank
a
you
little
so much. That's
something,
awesome.
Okay, maybe we'll throw a little plaque your way too or something. So, but
We need a song. American of the
That's right.
Year.
So-
Yeah.
So thank you
That's
for the work you're doing. I hope
awesome.
that means something to you. That we really
No,
just
it
it's
does,
really
man. And this is really cool because I think this is the first time where you normally they find me on Instagram or they see someone and they find their way back to us.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time where you saw me, so that's really cool to me. That's small world.
so,
Yes.
Itis.
So we're gonna
I
make a
love
deal
it.
out of this, just so you know. We'll promote this this American of the Year thing and like tell people about it. So it's not just like, hey, just want to say really cool. Like this is the thing. So
Oh no, yeah, I'll tell everyone.
All right, cool. So congratulations and thank you for what you're doing.
Well
Yeah,
deserved.
well deserved. Well deserved. All right. So go help more people.
That's awesome.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Then it's end of show food. Sans Elsie, but with Elsie's spirit intact.
Connect with the show at Mouth Media Network or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. And please, for the love of all that is holy, subscribe to the show and leave us a damn review and a really, really good rating on iTunes. Pretty please? Thank you.
All right, it is the end of the show. And typically what that means is end of show food, where we get a chance to taste something that our producer Elsie scours the countryside, finds interesting shops, finds things online, interesting snacks or food for us to taste. You never know what she's going to come up with. Sometimes it's a little weird. Sometimes it's amazing. It could be food. It could be snacks. It could be desserts. It could be drinks. You never know. And then what we do is we taste it and we all try it. Then we rate it. We rate it on a scale of what, Danielle?
Chickens, Mark.
A scale.
Yeah, what? However many chickens you want.
Oh, nice.
I like 72 chickens.
That's Elsie. She's channeling Elsie. So
The spirit is
that's
here.
right. Spirit. We miss you, Elsie. We miss you. So in any event, so you rate it on a scale of chickens, whatever your scale of chickens is. Could be 1,000 chickens, could be 12 chickens, whatever you want. Okay. And so pad for me while I grab the food, if you would, Danielle.
What do you want to know?
Oh, is this where we're candidly talking?
Ask Elsie. I'm here. You have a question? What do you want to know?
Yeah, Elsie.
Yeah.
Hold this for me so you can put.
I'd like to know the real difference between a sandwich
What is
or
that?
between a wrap and a burrito. When does a wrap become burrito? When is it? What's the cutoff?
Wraps are cold. Burritos are warm.
So if you make a burrito cold, it becomes a wrap.
Yeah.
Well,
Scientific.
Thank you for that. This has been
Yeah.
plaguing people for.
One has rice, one doesn't. That's another one.
not-
What if it's rice? What if it's like rice, chicken, feta cheese, and spinach?
That's a burrito.
Is it
There you
though?
go. All right. So our food for end of show food. I'm going to stop you just to protect you.
I put my own opinions on Elsie's there. I believe that's a burrito. Hello.
Okay, hello. So
sounds
our
good,
end of show food, which is I will point out, is something Elsie found, and
will
we
be
have
crazy.
permission to share it today. This is Wild or Wildy brand. I'm not sure which.
Little D.
They are Nashville hot chicken chips.
Chicken what?
Fried chips made from premium cuts of chicken and tapioca flour.
Ooh, give me that hot shot. I love
They
that.
are. There's no antibiotics
Wait,
or added
what?
hormones. They're no non-hormonal chicken, gluten free,
Did the chickens live a good
paleo
life?
snacking. Was that?
Did the chickens live a good life?
Their best
They,
life.
doesn't this chicken look like he lived a pretty hot life, pretty good life? So I'm going to pass them out to you, and anyone that wishes to partake shall do so, and we will all eat
so
them at the same
excited.
time. So hang on to your snack.
So wait, it's vegan?
No, it's chicken.
Yeah.
It's not vegan.
The
They're
chickens are the chickens are vegan though.
They're made of chicken.
It was a chicken.
I'm so excited because I've been on this.
Don't eat
weird-
it. Don't eat it.
I've been wanting to see how
Don't eat it
spicy I
yet.
can get.
You hold the chips and I tell you when to go.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'm
Wait,
handing out this
can I
bag.
look at the front of the bag real quick?
Yeah. So the bag,
So it's a potato.
it's not a potato.
I'm
They're-
so confused.
They're made of chicken.
This is weird. Okay, I'm ready.
They're made of chicken,
Don't eat
and
it yet.
the bag is a big red chicken or rooster on it.
It's a
And
chicken
so,
chip.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
One,
2,
two,
3, go.
three, go.
They're good.
Whoa.
I like them.
No, it's coming.
They're weird though.
It's coming. I can feel it.
Oh, the heat.
There's some heat coming.
Is there
It's
back
not-
end heat here?
It's not.
No,
Oh, wow.
Not too bad. They're kind of tasty.
it does taste chicken.
It's kind of chickeny.
The heat's really.
Oh, it
it's
is
just
in the
a-
back.
It's
It
just
is
a
in the
little
back.
bit. It's
No, it
not
tastes like
spicy. It's
chicken.
got a little hot. I just recently found out that chickens are made entirely of chicken, which
That's weird, man.
that's where chicken comes from. I know.
Okay,
I just like chicken chip because it sounds like something else.
I will pass around more for anyone that wants more. But let's rate them. So, Lois, what is your chicken scale and how many chickens?
41 and a half,
Out of?
60.
And what's the deductions for you?
I don't know. It wasn't that spicy, and they said it would be spicy.
False
it was
advertising?
Yes, and it was a little chickeny, but not super chickeny.
So you feel that you were led astray.
I do. I really do.
Danielle?
And it wasn't
Okay.
vegan.
Oh, well, true. I didn't say it was vegan. Though.
Danielle said it was vegan.
Well, vegan was
I'm-
misled.
Utterly confused by
you are.
everything.
It's
So,
chicken and tapioca.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Not
gonna
so
go.
much for you? Didn't care for
No, not good.
Oh,
Oh, we have a chicken as our logo,
Yeah.
so I feel bad. But
Might be that
I'm
chicken.
gonna go like 13 out of 78 chickens.
Whoa, low score for
Lowest
Danielle.
score I've
Not
ever
for
given.
Danielle. What about you, Will?
Yeah.
You have a rating?
27 chickens.
Out of how many?
28 chickens.
Yeah, he liked
I
it.
really dug that
Woo!
snack.
It was
I'm
pretty
taking one chicken away because when you were describing it, I don't know why in my head I got really excited that they would be
thick.
like drumstick shaped little.
Oh,
Like in my head, I'm like disappointed for something that was never true in the first place.
There is a note for Wildy or Wild Brand that maybe you could ship them.
I'm gonna. Well, they'll
Absolutely
be
write them
listening.
right away, right?
I hope they listen.
Dear Wild Brand. I will give them 48 out of 50 chickens. The deduction, small deduction for me. I enjoyed it too. It was surprisingly pleasing, and I would eat more, but I don't think I would ever make a point to go buy them again. Like, this was good for this
Yeah, no,
moment.
agreed.
But I would never, well, I know you wouldn't go buy them again.
Sorry.
It's okay. You're welcome to not like everything. So, all right. Well, great. I'm glad it worked out. Thank you, Elsie, for that buy. I'm
You're
sorry
welcome,
you missed out on it.
everyone.
Maybe we'll save you some. All right, everybody, that is the end, very sadly, of this episode of Funny People Talking. A big, big thank you to our absolutely amazing guest and
Award-winning
first
guest.
official Funny People Talking American of the Year, Mr. Will
Award-winning.
Boyajian.
Yeah.
And his incredible organization, Hopeful Cases. We salute you, sir. And congratulations for the work that you do. And you're a very talented dude, a very nice guy. And I'm really happy you were here.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Great. All right. Again, we miss you, Elsie. We'll see you soon. And thank you
Bye,
all for
Mom.
listening. We really, really appreciate it. It means so much to you because without you, it's just us talking.
You
in the
just
room
said it
here.
means so much to you.
Oh, it does. It means so much
It meant
to you.
so
to
much to
listen.
you to listen.
And to you. And to you. So listen.
I love it.
Until next time, for Lois Ursica.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. And Daniel Beckman.
Farewell, friends.
I'm Mark Rako. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and stay funny.
That's it? That's the end of the show? Boy, oh boy, what a crock. This was Funny People Talking. Copyright 2019. No portion of the content may be reproduced or published without the strict written permission of the producers. Connect with our show at Mouth Media Network or at our website, funnypeopletalking.com. I'm your announcer, Peter Coleman. Thanks for listening.
This is Mouth Media Network. Amplify and connect.